Hi everyone, today Phone Arena is taking a look at the brand new Motorola Droid Razr HD, currently available through Verizon Wireless for $199 with a 2-year contract. The Droid Razr HD is the newest replacement version of the original Droid Razr that came out around this time last year. A couple improvements is the larger 4.7-inch 720p HD resolution screen. The older Droid Razr had a 4.3-inch QHD screen. Also improved is the processing performance. This one comes with the Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 processor, which is currently dual core at 1.5 gigahertz. The original model had the Texas Instrument OMAP processor at a 1.2 gigahertz dual core. So better processor on the new phone. Also a little bit beefier battery on it as well at a 2530 milliamps. Actually comes in two flavors just like the original one. Over here on the left we have the Droid Razr HD, and on the right is the Droid Razr Max HD. As you can see next to each other, really difficult to tell the difference. Pretty much the only way you can tell is turning them on the sides. As you'll see, the Droid Razr HD on the bottom and the Max on the top is just a little bit thicker, but not by much. It's hardly noticeable, but when you're holding it in the hand, it can feel a little bit beefier on the Max HD, as well as the weight is a little bit more. But we're going to have another video dedicated to the Droid Razr Max HD up in a day or two. But as far as the standard Droid Razr HD, it's a pretty nice phone. Like we said, it's a nice improvement over last year's model. Have the Corning Gorilla Glass here on the front to protect the display. Along the back side you have the Kevlar backing. It's pretty similar to the backing here on the Droid Razr M, but as you can see it actually curves all the way around to the side instead of just inlaid on the back like it is on the Droid Razr M. So overall the fit and finish is real nice here. On the left side of the device you have your micro USB port and micro HDMI out. You may recall that the Droid Razr M is lacking the HDMI video out, so we're glad that it's on the Razr HD. Also, there's a hidden door here. Have to use a push pin to open that up. There's a SIM card slot and a micro SD memory card slot in there. Up on top is your 3.5mm headset jack, and on the right side is the volume rocker and the power lock key. A nice thing about it is it's actually raised some from the surrounding metal, so it does provide a nice grip there, and you can definitely feel it just by touch alone. Like we said, the back of the device, it's the soft touch coating, the Kevlar, which gives it a real nice good grip in the hand. There's the 8 megapixel autofocus camera on the back with LED flash, and overall it's a pretty nice design. It's well built. Definitely has that premium feel to it. Put it next to the Samsung Galaxy S3. You can see a little bit here difference in the size. The Galaxy S3 has the 4.8-inch display, so slightly larger there. Another difference you may notice is that on the Motorola Droid Razr HD has the buttons here on the bottom for navigation, while the Samsung Galaxy S3 actually has the dedicated buttons down there separate from the display. But overall, between the two, Galaxy S3 still a good device, but does have that that cheapy, plasticky feeling to it, where the Droid Razr HD is definitely going to give you that more premium feel that we've come to expect. Currently between the Droid Razr M here on the left and the Droid Razr HD on the right, screen size difference can definitely tell when they're next to each other, 4.3 inch and 4.7 inch. Also the screen resolution is different. The Droid Razr M has the QHD 540 by 960, where the Droid Razr HD is going to have the full HD 720p display. So text and images is definitely going to be clear on the Droid Razr HD. Overall, the user interface on the Droid Razr HD isn't any different than what we've seen on the Droid Razr M and the Atrix HD. You can have a total of 7 home screens here. As you can see, swiping through them is pretty quick and easy, and going all the way over to the left side, you have a quick settings screen. So not a whole lot of difference here as far as the user interface. Going to the app drawer, same thing, swiping side to side between the apps and the widgets. Moves pretty quick and painless through them. So not that bad as far as the user interface, but still doesn't really provide the customization that you're going to get on a HTC device that uses their Sense UI, or even a Samsung device with their Touch Wiz. But still in all, it's not a bad update from last year's model. For web browsing, the Motorola Droid Razr HD comes preloaded with the Google Chrome browser by default. I have it loaded up here on the Phone Arena website. As you can see, scrolling through is pretty painless, but there is some refresh delay here when fast scrolling, though nothing too out of the ordinary that we've seen on other devices. Pinch to zoom also works pretty good here, as well as a double tap zooming here. So like we said, you're going to get the Google Chrome browser here installed. Even though the display is 4.7 inches diagonal, you're actually going to notice here that you're losing about 0.30 inch of real estate due to the navigation keys over here on the side for either back home or multitasking. So you're not going to get the full 4.7 inch display used by the web browser, so might want to keep that in mind. But overall, it's a pretty decent improvement over the original Droid Razr, like we said, with the 720p HD screen. Text and images definitely look nice and sharp and clear. The camera interface also, again, nothing really out of the ordinary here. You can choose which resolution you want to take the pictures in, either 6 megapixel widescreen or standard 8 megapixel, geotag, changing the storage location. Have a couple different effects, scene modes, exposure, and flash settings. So overall, nothing really out of the ordinary here with the camera. As far as the pictures are concerned, outside images aren't that great. They're better than ones that we've seen from the original Droid Razr, but still not quite as good as what we've seen from other devices. One thing that we've noticed is that white balance is off. Sometimes images are going to have this little bit of a blurrish, purplish hue to them, while other times images are going to be really saturated. So color is a bit inconsistent here with outside images. When going to the inside here, again, as you can see, white balance is a bit off. Image is going to look a little bit more reddish hue, as well as plenty of grain. Also, flash images aren't going to be that great. As you can tell, it doesn't really illuminate the room all that well, anything further than about 6 to 8 feet back. So overall, the quality of the camera still a little bit better than last year's model, but still not the best that we've seen. Can record video at a 1080p resolution and 30 frames per second. Playback is pretty smooth with that. Quality is also pretty good. Still not quite as nice as we would like for a device of this stature, but still pretty good enough for taking quick on-the-go videos. The gallery on the Droid Razr HD is pretty much stock for Android. Everything laid out here, icon sized. Again, nothing that we haven't really seen before. When playing back videos such as this, you'll notice that it will actually take up the full screen. If you could tap it again, you do have those icons that pop up here again on the right, but then will disappear when playing back video. Video quality is good played back. Like we said, we're glad that it does take away those extra icons there on the side and does utilize the full screen for playing back your videos. Since the Droid Razr HD is using the Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 1.5 GHz dual-core processor with 1 GB of RAM, the benchmark results are pretty much average what we've seen to other Snapdragon S4 devices. We just ran Quadrant here, got a score of 4785. The highest score that we've actually got on the device in Quadrant was 4972, so pretty average there. As far as the Antutu benchmark results, recently ran it here with the score of 6710. Highest score that we've got on it was 6787, and the Ninamark, which measures the frames per second, pretty much getting just slightly under 60 frames per second there. So good benchmark scores, but doesn't really compete obviously to the other devices that are coming out right now with quad-core processors on them. So you're still limited to the Snapdragon S4 dual-core, but still in all it's a pretty decent upgrade if you're coming from the original Motorola Droid Razr. Of course, being a 4G LTE device, currently running the speedtest.net app on here, seems like we're getting pretty good scores right now, about 9.32 megabits per second on the download, though the upload seems to be staggering right around 1.5 megabits per second. Like we've seen in our area, 4G LTE results vary greatly depending on your inside or outside conditions and the area that you're in. We'll restart the test here, see if we get a little bit different results. On average, we've been getting anywhere between 5 and 12 megabits per second on the download. As you can see right now, it seems like the 4G isn't staying all that well, as we're not even, see now it's picking up again. So it seems a little flaky in our area here. Like we said, we've seen it jump anywhere from 1 to 2 megabit up to 10 to 12 megabits depending on where you're running it and the time of day. But overall, it's really nothing that we haven't experienced with other devices. We'll give it one more try here and see if we get any better results. Yeah, seems like it's right around 4 to 5 megabits per second right now on the download. Just about 6 on the download, and the upload is going to be right around 2 megabits. So not that bad as far as download speed is concerned. Pretty much on average from what we've seen with other Verizon 4G LTE devices, and like we've said, it really depends on the time of day and the area that you're in, but not that bad here. Call quality on the Motorola Droid Razr HD is pretty good. Voices on our end sounded clear and natural with full tones, no background noise or static. People that we called also said that we sounded natural on their end as well. The included 25-30 milliamp battery is going to give you anywhere between 13 and 14 hours of continuous talk time, or about 2 days of mixed usage time with talk, standby, some email and app usage. So overall, a pretty decent battery life here. Of course, with the Droid Razr Max HD and its 3300 milliamp battery, you're going to get longer time with this, about 17 hours of talk time, or anywhere between 5 to 6 days of mixed usage and standby time. But there is a $100 price premium between the Droid Razr HD and the Droid Razr Max HD. So overall, the Droid Razr HD is still a premium device at the top tier of Motorola and Verizon. The thing that really sets it apart from the Samsung Galaxy S3, which is currently the only other premium device on Verizon right now, is the durability of it. Like we said, the Samsung Galaxy S3 has that cheapy plastic feel to it, while the Droid Razr HD is going to have the Gorilla Glass with the Kevlar coating on the back, so it does give you that more premium durability feel. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart if it happens to fall on the ground or out of your pocket. Pretty decent upgrade from the original model, but like we said, wish it would have come with Android Jelly Bean out of the box, as it has Android 4.0.4 ice cream sandwich, though Motorola does say that Jelly Bean is going to hit the device before the end of the year. Hopefully that comes through, but in the meantime right now, still using Android ice cream sandwich. So you can currently pick it up from Verizon for $199 on contract, or if you want to spend $100 more, you can go the route of the Max HD with the larger battery and 32 gigs of memory instead of 16 gigs on the standard Razr HD. So that pretty much does it here. If you want to check out more information about the Motorola Droid Razr HD, be sure to check out our website at phonearena.com.